It's a spooky time of year, and today we're gonna do the spooky Halloween tag. So let's get into it right now. So the first question is, your favorite horror or Halloween themed song? Mine would have to be A Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. It is this story of this couple who the guy kills his wife, but then she comes back and she kills him, and then they get married and death and go on to kill with each other. Now, you know, that's definitely horrific love there. Question number 2. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. Meth head. Already now the Michigan dog man. Either or. Terrifying. Next, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes, I have. Many moons ago, not in recent times, but I have. Favorite horror monster or villain? Can my favorite horror monster be one that's a cryptid? Because in that case, it would be Mothman. Mothman is my favorite. The creepiest thing that has ever happened to you while you were alone. So when I was younger, I was at my house and nobody was home with me. It was during the day, it was sunny outside, and I was in the kitchen and I heard Sin, and I was like, what? And then no response. I was like, yeah, what? And I walked all through the house, nobody there. Went outside, looked all around the house, nobody's home, nobody there. So then I was freaked the F out, and then I stayed outside the rest of the time until someone came home because it was very scary. All right, next question is, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? This does not say by myself or with people. I would definitely do it if I was with other people, and depending on where it was, because if you're like, hey, it's in Detroit, and I'm like, okay, there's roaming druggies who like to go in abandoned buildings, no thank you. Crackheads are scary. I'm not gonna do that. But if it was like somewhere that was not known to have scary people, I don't know, give me a taser or something to protect myself while I'm in there, I might do it. Maybe not. I'd feel better about having another person with me. It's not so much like the haunted part that's scary, it's like the humans that might come upon you that would come to those places that are scary. Are you superstitious? Sometimes. I believe that karma is a thing. I think you should treat people how you want to be treated because it'll come back around if you don't. So if that makes me superstitious, then a little bit, yeah. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes. And honestly, I'm convinced we have ghost cats in this house. Ghost cats! What is your favorite Halloween candy? I don't have a specified Halloween candy. My favorite just candy is Sour Patch Kids. I love sour candy. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? I'm more of a thriller kind of person, to be honest. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I sure do. Absolutely. Ever made a potion of any sort? I mean, I've made different essential oil sprays and stuff that's supposed to like calm you down or give you good dreams. So that's somewhat of a potion, so I guess so, yes. Do I get scared easily? Depends. It really depends what it is, because there's different kinds of scares, right? Like there's jump scares, there's being alone in the dark and hearing weird noises scares, there's watching a scary movie scares, there's book scares, so it's all really dependent on the situation, so I can't definitively say yes or no on that. Sometimes. Number 14, have you ever played Bloody Mary? I think I did when I was a kid, but I honestly don't remember. 15, do you believe in demons and the devil? I believe that there are spirits and entities. Some are good and some are very bad. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? I mean, honestly, what would I do? I'd probably be like, hello? And then if they continue, I don't know. And then I grab a baseball bat and hope it's just the cat. Okay, next question is, if you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? Donnie Darko? Is that even scary? Kinda. I don't want to be in a super scary movie. Donnie Darko would be okay, but then I'd be sad when he actually died. Sorry if that's a spoiler. For anyone who hasn't seen that movie, it's like 20 plus years old. If you could wear only one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? If I could only be one for the rest of my life? I mean, I guess if I think about what was my favorite thing I ever dressed up as, it was as Brandon Lee from The Crow. So let's go with that. I would just be The Crow. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? I have been several times at night, so the answer is yes. Next is, in a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? If I can only have one, I mean, I would like to have two. Obviously a shotgun for blowing off of heads, but I feel like sometimes melee, am I coming in close contact and I want a bat with crap wrapped around it for, you know, good old Sluggersville to take them out. But ideally, I would have both a bat and a shotgun for the zombie apocalypse. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? Considering I am too old to go trick-or-treating, I would definitely rather go to a Halloween party. That's just more fun. As an adult, we can buy all the candy we want. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I'm definitely not the first to die. I do not think I am the comic relief or the skeptic. Definitely not the skeptic. I'm like, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. I'm gonna go with the smart one. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? On top of the fact that I don't sleep well and have mild insomnia, I mean, I read really horrifying horror books before I go to bed, and I don't have to watch Puppies and Kittens. The only time recently that I had to watch happy stuff was when I read The Devil Takes You Home, because it was so depressing, and it wasn't because of the scariness, it was just so sad. Oh, it's so good though. That book's so good. The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. If you haven't read it yet, wow. While watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? I am probably yelling at the characters, to be honest. And then maybe sometimes I close my eyes, but usually yelling at them because they're doing dumb things. Let's go hide in the murder shed. I'll be in the basement. Are you the one who gets scared or you do the scaring? Can I say neither? I mean, sometimes I get scared. Like I said, it's all like situational and depends on stuff. I don't try to like jump out and scare people. Favorite scary book. It's really hard to choose just one. And so I'm gonna have to go with what I've read recently. Favorite scary book. Recently, I really loved Ghost Eaters by Clay McLeod Chapman. That book was so unique and phenomenal, and just, it was scary and so enjoyable. So that one currently, but it changes all the time. I read a lot. I can't just say one, because it'll probably change within the next month or so. But that one right now is fresh in my brain and it's awesome. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was probably 12 or 13, and I'm sure it was like a Freddy Krueger movie. I don't remember which one, and I was pretty young, and it scared me to death, and I definitely had trouble sleeping after watching it. What was your first Halloween costume? I think my parents dressed me up as like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman! What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I don't have any parties I'm going to, and I'm not going out for Halloween. It will probably be home, but I will probably just wear my sweatshirt that has skeleton on it. If I was going somewhere, I would have come up with something, but I'm not. I really wanted to have me and my partner go as Mulder and Scully. I would be Scully and he'd be Mulder. Maybe next year. He's got to work, so that's not happening this year. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, wolf, what would you pick? Well, I already have a cat, so if I could choose, I would have to go with an owl, because the owls are not what they seem. Next question is, what is your favorite type of paranormal / supernormal creature? Mothman. Mothman is my favorite. I, from time to time, say that in my videos. So if you're familiar with the whole Mothman stories and of what happened with the Mothman prophecies, there's a movie, there's a book written by John Keel. It's this weird, like, in my brain, it's like a weird gargoyle type creature with wings and red eyes, and they fly around, and they were coined as Mothman. There was several sightings in the late 60s period of time. In Point Pleasant, West Virginia, there is a Mothman museum, there's the statue, and we've actually gone and visited that and gone to the TNT domes where there was sightings of Mothman, and just, yeah, my absolute favorite. So now is the part in the video where I'm supposed to tag people, but I always feel weird tagging people because I don't know who's already done the tag, and I don't know, you know, people are busy, they're not always going to be able to get to it right away, especially because this is like in a certain time frame to do it. So if you enjoyed this and you found this fun, consider yourself tagged. Let us know about all the spooky things about you. And if you also like tag videos, the next video coming up will be another tag video, so stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, boop that like button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things, and it is that time of